Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Nathan with Jeep Around Texas. We just bought a Smittybilt XRC 9,500 pound winch with synthetic cable. We're about to do the install on it, and I wanted to bring y'all along, see if I could help anybody or get a good laugh either way. But anyways, here we are. We're about to get going, so I'll do a brief run through everything that we got as soon as we get it all opened up, and we'll go from there. Alright, we're about to do the unboxing of the winch. We've kind of got everything laid out or ready to be laid out, and let's see what we got. Pushed the wrong button. Alright, got a pretty good diagram for the installation. Pretty cut and dry. It's supposed to be pretty easy. I guess more instructions. There's the fair lead that will be getting painted. The solenoid that goes with it, the controller, which I've been told is magnetic, some of the brackets, the mounting brackets, Smittybilt pull line for the hook, more hardware, more cables. We did go with the synthetic rope. It cost roughly about $200 more, but from what everybody says, it's a lot safer, and to me it just looks nicer. We have steel cable on the CJ, and it gets kind of kinked and some surface rust and stuff on it, so we opted to go with the synthetic liner. Here it is, the Smittybilt XRC 9500.
Gen 2.
Gen 2. And we're about to get ready for the install. Alright, so first you have to take the supplied brackets and you got to really look at the direction that they go, because the first time we tried it, I had it backwards. So you want your brackets to have this little hook end on it. You're gonna take your L bracket, and your L is gonna face the end of the hook. See, right here. So then you take your supplied hardware, and you're gonna, all you're gonna do is just bolt it in and tighten it up. Then we'll skip on to the next part. All right, so we've got both of our brackets bolted together. Super simple, 2 bolts, 2 washers, 2 lock nuts. Now we're going to bolt it to the back of the solenoid. There's 4 more bolts, little Allen head bolts. You're going to just bolt them to the back. And Smittybilt does provide you with an Allen wrench. Alright, so once you've got your brackets mounted on correctly, after a little trial and error, so the back's going to sit on top of the rear bar, and the front hooks are going to slide under a little, there's a little notch in there. You're going to slide it under that. So get it centered up, and then all you're going to do is there's a bolt that you're going to put, and it goes straight through your bracket into your bar, and that holds your solenoid on top. Okay, we're going to back up and punt a little bit. We've decided to, instead of mounting it vertically, we're going to mount it more, well, not horizontally, but we're actually going to turn it and mount it flat. It gives you that option to do that. So your solenoid is going to be on top, and instead of being set up like this, we're actually going to turn it to where it's like this. The wires will be lower to the back where we can run them underneath our grill, and just going to be a little bit more low profile. So what we're going to do, you take your brackets, you have, they've provided you with spacers. So you take your bracket, your hook is actually going to go towards the bottom of your XRC. So this is the top right here, this is how it's going to be facing. Your hook part right here is going to go towards the bottom. So you're going to take your provided hardware, your longer screws, along with a spacer and a lock washer, and you are going to mount it just like this right here. I don't know if you can see it, but the hook is going to be opposite end of your power supply cables, and it's going to mount just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the second bracket on, and then we'll get it mounted to the winch. Okay, so this is how we decided to mount it. Our solenoid is going to be a little bit flatter, a little more flush on the top. Our wire is actually going to come out the bottom also. So when we had it turned up like this, the wires were really high. We were going to have to run them. It just didn't look right. So anyway, we decided to turn it. We also had some trouble with the hardware. Might have been user error, but I feel like the hardware that came with it was a little cheap. I wasn't being rough with it or anything, but it stripped out. So we had to use some vice grips and some Southern ingenuity to get them out, and we ended up lucking out and not needing the bracket that we had originally started with, and we actually like this better anyway. So from here we're going to mount it to the winch plate and get it all bolted down, and then soon after that we will mount it to the Jeep and get started on the wiring. Okay, so we will be mounting our winch. We have a DV8 front bumper. It came with a winch plate, and it came with the mounting hardware. From my past experiences and from talking with people that have put winches on before, they say definitely mount the winch to the winch plate before you mount it to the bumper. It's just easier. You can then slide it in and get it lined up a lot easier. So that's what we're about to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and get it mounted. It's pretty simple. There's 4 bolts that go in, and you're just going to set it on top of the other bolts that go on your bumper, and then we'll cut back to that in just a minute. so we learned the hard way. I said it incorrectly earlier because I did it the wrong way. So anyways, mount your winch plate first. There's 4 bolts that are on the top, and you can only get to the back tube if you don't have the winch on. So we've already installed the winch and removed the winch, and now we're getting the 4 bolts in correctly, and then we will be placing the winch back on and mounting the other 4 bolts from the bottom into the square nuts that are captured inside the winch. So that's where we're at. And it says 1 hour installation time on some of the stuff that you see on YouTube. And I'm gonna call BS on that because it took us, well, I won't tell you how long it's taken us, but we stopped for dinner and we, you know, trial and error. So we're getting closer.
So Nate is connecting the solenoid to the motor before we mount the winch to the winch plate.
Connecting the power to the battery, then we'll give her a test drive and hope that we don't have to, hopefully we can attach the winch rope without having to take the winch back off.
Should
be good. We'll figure out the rest as we go along.
Hey guys, it's Ebron, Texas here, and I want to show you our Smittybilt XRC 9,500 pound winch that we just added to the Jeep.
Hey guys, so after several hours and many do's and undo's and redos, finally got the winch done. Learned a lot, cussed a lot, bled a little bit, but happy to say that everything works, everything is done correctly, and really happy with it. Of course, I haven't got to use it yet, but I've only reeled it in by hand so far. We're both tired and cold, and it's I think it's in the low 30s here in Texas, which is cold for us. But anyways, we actually had to take the winch on and off, I think twice, to get it done correctly. Everything is tightened and everything looks good. So tomorrow we'll take it out, we'll hook it up to the CJ, stretch the line out real good, get it wound back in correctly, and go from there. But learned a lot, and definitely ready that this is done, and glad that it's done. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we've got other plans coming down the road for the Jeep, and for both Jeeps actually. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.